He was just praying to Jehovah, holding his hand up to his ear.
Oh yeah, you got the hair holding his hand up to his ear part. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he lifts his hand up to his ear and waits for a second, and then nope, no answer. What's your god called?
And he leans in and he whispers. And what was Lissa's forefather name? Like the name of the one that came here?
Nima.
And then he whispers, Nima. And he smiles.
Oh, awesome. That's very similar to my brother's favorite guy.
May I talk to him? Your brother, that is.
No. Maybe. Yes? Do you want to?
Depends. Is he like you?
Like who?
Like you two. And then he points to him and the shadow.
Kind of. Maybe. Not so much. Less than average.
Or is he you? He poses a philosophical question.
Is he me? Am I him? Are we each other? I don't think so. That would be awkward, considering he's in the other room.
What happened when I was away?
He's just babbling about Jehovah, really. Just not.
How did Jehovah get here?
I mean, the word spreads. That's all I'm saying. And then I name dropped your previous character, Nima.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he said that that's a name that's similar to the name of someone his brother is a fan of. So now I've asked him that we wish to speak to his brother then. And how does he respond?
Yeah, he responded with, like, the last thing he said was that would be awkward because he's in the other room.
And then Rusk says, well, let's remedy that situation then. Let's meet him.
Bah! He's, off doing his planning. He's not straight in the head, and he, like, wiggles his finger around his, temple.
Planning for what?
Who's planning? Oh, him. That guy's a douche.
Sounds like it.
You calling my brother a bastard?
No, you did.
I didn't.
Didn't you hear? And then he points to his shadow.
He looks at his shadow. You see his shadow shrugs.
We've got like a fucking character comedy going on here. And Rusk says, you shouldn't talk like that about your brother. Now let's go and talk to him. Why don't we?
Okay. That's a nice breaker, right?
Yeah. It depends. What offer do you offer? Offer? Offering an offer. Offering. That's it. Offering bring you what? Do.
And he says, I've told you that already. Don't you remember? You agreed and everything.
I did.
Yes, but we weren't supposed to say it out loud because others may listen.
Oh.
I'm sliding him.
You're talking about that, and he does air quotes.
Yeah. But shh. And he was like, shh. Now, do we have a deal?
It would be nice with another one. And you see he starts stroking his chin.
And Raz kind of just looks to his other companions a little bit bemused. And then he says, Now, would you mind hurrying it up? We have
Yes.
somewhere else to be.
Yes, we can do it. You pay first, though. Not like those
I
people
says,
from...
what do you mean? I've already paid.
He looks at you, and then he looks at one of his friends,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, "Well, it's still there," and he points at your shadow.
And he says, and then I point to his shadow. No, see, there it is.
That's mine.
No, I gave you it.
His shadow shakes its head. No, you didn't.
And then I message him and I say, yes, you did. In his voice. Don't you remember? And then I message him and say, oh, sorry. I am his shadow. Sorry, I apologize. I should have introduced myself. Hello. I'm not puppeteering a voice in his head, claiming to be my shadow that I've gifted him. This is an insanity that we're doing.
Mm-hmm. He
Brought to you by a level 8 spell.
yeah. He sits down for a bit.
I whisper to mentally link to Nas. Can you make it look like he has another shadow?
I will try to do this thing. And he responds. And let me just have a quick see-look-see. This one here. It's a somatic component as well, which means he might hear me cast the spell. But he might hear me cast illusion spell, unfortunately, but I can do it.
Well, do it on your own accord if you feel like you can cover it up or.
Well, you
Something.
can cover it up by pretending it's in his head.
Mm-hmm. You mean gaslighting him even more? Yep.
Actually, no problem. I use my my monocle of illusions or whatever it's called.
Right. Yeah. Because then you can do the bonus action one.
Yep.
Yeah. Does that work out, Tomask? So Naz and Rask are pulling off a two-man show, puppeting his little Rask shadow.
Yeah. He since you're in like so indebted in the conversation with him, you immediately tell that he goes into more of a defensive stance. And he suddenly says, "What's that? Where did that come from?"
He kind of tilts his head and he says, "What do you mean? I gave it to you."
But that's real.
Yes. I'm confused. Did you not want it? I can take it back.
I mean, I can see it. What is
Right.
this? Like,
It's. I told you I would be here to provide you with more powers. This is but a taste, right?
but it's not the same. And you still
No,
have
it's
yours.
better. Yes, I am so powerful that I have multiple. Don't you? I mean, you do have more than one shadow, right?
Not living ones.
Right. Well, I mean, I can help you with that later, but if you don't want it, we could haggle for something else, but I thought we had a deal. But that's fine.
I can ask the
I'm
big guy
flexible.
for a new one.
You could. I mean, everyone who's something in the Shadowfell has 2 shadows, or more, really.
That is true.
But hey, you know, if you want, I can just have it removed and we can talk about something else as a reward.
It would be better with one that can't be seen.
Yes, that is true. That is true. Alright, well, come here, and then I do like a little hand gesture to the shadow. And then I like notify Nas of what I'm doing, so that he has the shadow run to me and form up with my shadow again.
It's like it's like an animated shadow with really low frame rate.
Yeah.
Book, and then it's over by you, and then like disappear it.
But let's make this simple. I happen to have about
Bakari.
Yeah.
Wisdom save.
Okay.
You're fine. It's just this guy's rambling is infectious.
Sounds about right. So yeah, he takes out a magic card, one of the magic of the and he takes it out and like does it very carefully, and he says, "This perhaps is a good reward." And he shows the magic card for Acid Splash, and of course that the art is just and he says that this is a very powerful item, my friend. I can trade it for you instead of the shadow.
For the shadow, yes.
Oh, well, if you want to trade your shadow for it, then yes, of course, that too.
Well, I don't need it.
I'll give you this, and then you fetch your brother and we talk to him, okay?
What do you want my brother for?
And he says, kind of like annoyed now. Like the rest of you can tell that like up until now it's all been fun, but he's like starting to be like, fuck me, this is like talking to like a demented one. Alright, so he just repeats, like, we need to talk to him about something very important. It's about, and then he whispers again, like the name, like quietly. Lissa's for yeah.
I suppose you'd want to hear that.
Yes. Now, shall we?
Fine, but you wait here.
Yeah, no worries, we do not need to go into your undrawn inside area. We can stay here where there's a map.
Lissa was earlier looking into between these 2 buildings to see if there was anything.
Yeah, you see like the you see straight through the wall as if there's no 3D model on the other side because that map is missing.
Is this an entranceway, or does this just go run and go down again?
This map isn't like 100% accurate because there's supposed to be an entrance here into the temple.
Okay.
It's just this was a cool map I found.
Okay.
It's a cool map.
Yeah, no, I like it.
This was a really cool map, yeah. Wait, did you find it or did you make it yourself? Because there's too
No.
many specific things for you to have not made it.
I
So-
found it. Yeah, it's a Patreon map.
Wow.
There's many
You
variants.
must have photoshopped it.
There's many variants. No, I haven't touched it.
Jesus.
Is
Yeah.
it Jane Pecco?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, no, they're amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After a while,
Oh. He's got a badass over here.
Oh, look at the small one.
What the fuck?
Cute.
yeah, it looks a bit weird
Wow,
because
these people have not taken Shadowfall well.
no.
Yeah, I mean, wow, this is
Uh,
gonna make Lisa feel bad, right?
the
like this
funny-
is the state of her
No
children.
new elves turn into drows and other creatures, so it kind of makes sense.
So the small one is Cobalt Press, which is why he has a different token. But they are actually all the same race. But they are actually a small race. So the Wizards of the Coast tokens are wrong because they are gnomes.
Yeah,
They should be small, all of them. But
indeed.
yeah. I kept it like that because it's like it makes sense that the old guy is smaller because he's small, like an old, small, shrunken man.
Yeah. Looks good.
And the guy with the mustache and the headband.
Hmm.
Just do this. He comes up to you and like walks straight in your face and just stares at you, very like almost intimidatingly close. He doesn't smell very nice, and he says, "What do you want with His Holiness?"
Rask sort of does like a quick bow, respectful, and then he says, "We come here, for we have a prophecy to deliver and a grave task to complete, one that would require your assistance and benefit you greatly."
That didn't answer about that. That didn't answer. That I can't do this voice. I speak normally. That didn't answer my question. Be specific.
We come here for the page of the Nox book, the insert name of full book title here, so that we may complete it and fill the sealy and unseelie realms with the forces of shadow and join them once more.
I really need to use the toilet.
Where's my lunch? No, just kidding.
Lord, good.
It seems we have a third alternative. And he turns to the two others, the insane guy you were talking to and the short guy, who you can
Mhm.
now tell are actually brothers.
Well, yeah. I'd hope so.
He oh, I just need to find my notes.
How weird would it be if I just stood next to one of my allies and cast Flock of Familiars? Then for everybody else's side, just a bunch of cats would just suddenly go up here.
Even more funny is if you just make them jump off the mountain. It's just like they appear and then just jump off, and it's like, what the hell was that?
Flock of suicidal familiars. That's what.
Yeah.
Should be a spell.
If it was
20 familiars to all try to commit
if it was
suicide.
Pathfinder, you could have cast like Flock of Familiars to summon a whole load of pigeons, get them to fly up, and then use
Final sacrifice.
Final Sacrifice and just have them explode like fireworks.
Yep.
Damn.
You can do that in Pathfinder.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna reveal his name for you guys, just so that you know who I'm talking
I
about.
cast find vehicle, giant armored truck right here.
You can.
Summon it like 20 meters up in the air.
I don't think it'll improve your odds of negotiating.
Depends.
Although then you could turn to Vrask afterwards and say, "You're right, Vrask. Negotiations were short." Anyway,
Yeah.
the Savant, because that's his class name, but that's just so that I can talk about him. The Savant says that we have 3 cases for the book.
Three cases?
Yeah, that's what he said.
I just wait for him to elaborate.
Yeah. Gordon wishes to use it and exploit it. Gedun wishes to remove it and restore our faith. And the newcomer wishes to use it in a different realm. Our dilemma grows by 150%.
Which one was it that wanted to remove it or
You-
destroy
you,
it?
You don't know. He just said 2 names. You haven't had any of their names yet.
Okay, so I don't see him glancing a dirty like look at that individual.
No, the two brothers are just like kind of like you know when you have a dilemma and you don't know how to solve it, you kind of just look at the ground while nodding, like yes, problem. That they're both doing that.
Yeah.
So what he said, one wishes to use and exploit it. What?
The book, yeah.
One wishes to remove it and destroy it, and the newcomer wishes to use it on a different realm.
Which is me. I'm the newcomer. Yeah.
Trying to figure. So it's 3 people, like 3 situations he's talking about.
Yeah.
Nas mentally talks if there is room to do it.
Yeah, go on.
Seems like maybe we got pins wrong. Some of them seem to want to destroy the book as much as we do.
Yes, Rask answers. And if that's the
Maybe you should
case,
just
then we'll help
leave
them.
And then Lisa and I should come back and represent.
I think I can still turn this into destroying the book. But I just need to know more first. So yeah, so he says this, that the 3 cases. But it doesn't seem like he was done.
No, yeah, he's like thinking right now. He said it's a dilemma. There's 3 cases.
So Rask
and
looks bemused and says, destroy it. Who, might I ask, came up with that idea, and what is the reasoning?
The short one, the green token, speaks up and says, I believe it is not the intentions of our forebearers that we should go in the path we are now.
Yes. This also confers with our findings. The book was not meant for this place. This Shadowfell is more of a hindrance to your true potential. But I thought you reveled in that.
We do. We do. Do we? Yeah, we do. It gives us power. We should have more.
I
So bad I don't have one of the things that can make me talk telepathically.
um
I can't see you either, so you can't kind of like get gesture for wanting one.
Well, Brass can see me.
Mm-hmm. Well, if he sees you wanting to say something, he's gonna message you, so that you can say something.
No, I would have to whisper when I respond to message.
Yeah, but they can't hear it,
Why not?
It's
because only the recipient can hear it.
yeah. I think your response is fine. Rask they would hear because you need to use the vocal component.
Yeah.
Which is the whisper.
His message is literally, what?
Dang it, no, you actually gave me the option to talk.
Yeah.
When you Rask, when you cast your spell and go, what? The crazy one just says everything.
I mean, I'm just doing what he's been doing. It's not natural to.
Yeah, I'm gonna answer, well, maybe if we can show them that they can still use their powers on Earth, that might help.
That's a good idea. So Rask again looks. So basically, he wants to play this as if that idea that he just heard now is starting to sound better and better. And he's going to ask more about it. So he's going to sort of, he's going to incept that is possibly the best idea, even though he has another idea, right? So basically just upping that point and using what Lissa just said as well. Oh shit, dude, we can have Lissa fucking show like her abilities. Like, she makes us legit. She can just do her thing and like, look, she does it too.
Maybe talk to them a little bit more first before.
Yeah. No, that was me as a player, just so. But yeah, we try to do that.
Just a second. Need to. There you go. Just needed to plug my headset in.
I'm starting to get pretty tired, so I'm just considering how long we're gonna play for today. I've also had a headache for a lot of the sessions, so I think that has to do with it.
Oof.
Cogner.
That's not bad, it's just annoying.
Oh, Cogner has to do a wisdom.
Me?
Yep.
Wisdom time.
Ooh.
So you're confused for 1 minute. Confusion spell.
Mechanically?
Yeah.
Yes.
That means you might walk off the stairs. So.
It also means I might take off into the sky.
So just look up the spell and then,
Yeah.
because you get another save at the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I have to roll a d10. D10 time. 3. Doesn't move or take action per turn.
So you're
Okay, so at the end of
basically you're basically just looking dumbfounded for a few seconds.
Yeah, no. He goes from like crouching and scratching Mao behind the ears and mumbling the melody and lyrics of Vanilla Ice's Ice Ice Baby, and to just like, huh, and having like one of those staring 1,000 yards and wondering about life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically the gist of it is I want to hear more about this destroying the book solution, and be genuinely curious, and also build it up to seem like a great idea.
The green token says, "It is the way. It is a safer way, and we should pursue it." And then the crazy guy who you first spoke to is, "But why change? But why change? Why ever change?"
Good point, good point. Although, I can tell you this much. You might be in the right thinking to destroy it, for this Shadowfell isn't necessarily just the only solution to Shadow, nor is it the purest form. It's more of like a corruption, a lack of. There isn't really anything to take from, no room to grow, no room to expand. We've had this issue for a while now. We've been adventuring, but there's just not much here, really. Not much room to grow, to become stronger, more powerful.
The crazy guy. But there is. We can always harvest more. And he lifts his arms up in like the unlimited power type of stance. And you all see that he suddenly bursts into flame, but it's black. Black as the fur on Mao's back.
Darker than the blackest black times infinity.
I'll go.
And it slowly dies out as well. And it's gone again. And he says, "The book, the big guy, the shadows, the walls, the floors. They can all give us more."
This big guy that you speak of, who is he?
He says a name, and I want everyone who can hear to roll a
To
will
make
save.
a save. Yeah. Fucking
Yeah.
Cthulhu.
A will save or what?
Oh yeah, wisdom
Wisdom?
Would that be everyone except Naz and Mao?
save. They can hear.
So everyone can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think
we're not
anyone's
deafened.
deafened. Yeah.
Vilja save.
Well,
That's a lot of good will saves.
Yeah, that's a lot of good will saves.
My
And
sheet
it's called
isn't
wisdom
loading
save,
for
but
some
whatever.
reason.
Mao counts since Mao doesn't necessarily understand what's going on, but it's magic, so
I need to
Yeah,
reload.
yeah.
My Roll20 does not like me right now.
That's fine.
We've been treating it badly.
So far you've all succeeded.
Check Discord to see what I see. It's just your names, not the actual results. My character
Oh,
sheet doesn't
right.
load.
Voice
Yikes.
to tech enhancement.
Oh, you have a enhancement suit thing? What the
Yes,
hell? What's
it's a
that?
plugin.
Oh.
Huh.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Is that good?
I had one enhancement plugin installed before. I had a browser plugin which let you click on things on D&D Beyond and it would roll it in Roll20 for you. Which is pretty
Yeah, I used the same for a bit.
neat. Yeah. But yeah, we were just waiting for Bakari. Meanwhile, the rest of you are fine. He says a name, which kind of is like a feedback loop almost in your head. Bakari is fine as well. So it hurts, but since you all succeed the save, you don't actually take any damage. And you immediately know which one it is as well. And it was the one of the big ancient ones. It was the one which is called The corrupting shade, which is the big tentacled one that you had a close encounter with.
Is that the one that we saw first in the ocean and then was
Yes.
outside the cave?
Yes.
The nightmare fuel.
Oh, that's actually the one that mentioned the book too.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Remember what else did it say? Did it just say the book and then like Merlin and something, didn't it?
Vox Nocturna or something, I don't remember.
Right.
Basically, you
We
got the
did
book
write
name.
this down.
Yeah, you got the book name from it, and you got Merlin from it. That's pretty much the only useful info you got from him.
Curse darkness never Liposili knocks Merlin. It's basically
Yeah.
what we got.
So when when he says that, he's like, that one, pleasant, pleasant, that one. I assume that you draw power from its shadow.
He looks confused, as if you asked the most stupid question ever, and still says, "Yeah."
Hmm.
You can see that the shorter guy, the green token, very carefully shakes his head.
Yeah, Rask says, well, that is the corrupted shade, no? Corruption festers. It isn't.
I'm also gonna just reveal their names, because their names have been said now, like earlier,
Yeah.
and you can piece together who's whom now.
Yeah.
Can you control Z or shift Z the old guy so I can get
Yeah.
them on the...
Somehow he looks so far less unpleasant, even though he's got a skin mask.
Oh, he's got a skin mask on. I thought he had like, you know, the one that's popular with the
Yeah.
African Americans
Mm.
hat on.
But
Looks like a stocking.
And this is the insane guy, his token.
Yeah, so one of them may have a flesh mask on, but at least he looks like he takes baths.
yeah.
And he washes the flesh mask.
So,
What I'm concerned about,
yeah.
guys, is how did he get a human-colored skin flesh mask?
Well, let's not ask questions. So
Don't-
yeah,
yeah.
Rask asks.
Don't ask questions that you don't want the answer for.
Yeah, exactly. So Rask's
You
Rask.
misunderstand me. Where did that?
It's a
How
token.
did the person with that skin color get here?
Oh, well, it's a token. I don't think I want to read
Yeah.
too much into it. But yeah, he
Also,
Rask asks.
there was an expedition. Anyway, Brask, what are you asking?
Oh.
Yeah, I ask Geddon that destroying this book, what do you think it would bring?
You ask Gadon?
Yeah.
A new apocalypse, Ragnarok, end of the world, all dimensions, all planes. Wrong voice. Wrong. Everything and more. I do not think it is possible. But I do think that we should find a new source of our power.
So you wish to rid yourself of this then? This corrupted force? Hmm. Very clever. Hmm. Might I ask, how long have you been alive?
Do you guys think now should just go in, see what's inside the temple?
There's not a map there. It hasn't rendered.
As soon as you say you will.
I know
we're-
that as a player. So I'm imagining, do you want He'll go off screen. I know there's nothing. I know as well as you do, Mats. Just wondering if maybe we would want us to do that because he's an infiltrator. Thought maybe that was a good idea.
I think it was a very good idea.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I thought it was a horrible idea. No.
Hey, honesty is good for the right reason.
No,
Yeah,
but
no, I think you could.
Making a map,
yeah.
there's
Tru-
there's something there. It's a temple there.
truth be told, yeah, you could try without having the map uploaded.
Yeah.
If you want to do
Yep.
that.
I say, by the way, the reason I said it is not necessarily because it was an in-game bad reason, more that me as a DM got a little bit of like, oh no, poor Thomas.
So yeah, I can't remember what the last thing you said now was. I think Vask, you said
that
Yeah.
I thought it was a good idea to wean to what Gideon proposed, but I also want to know the consequences of what he's proposing.
yeah. The savant taps his staff on the stone floor a bit and says, "And that is our dilemma." Actually, he's also a bit insane because they're all insane, and he more or less shouts it. "That's our dilemma! Both brothers have claim on the book. One wishes to use it, the other wishes to trade it." You asked how old they were as well.
Yeah.
I am not entirely sure of the age of a Darrow.
You don't need to answer it if it's not relevant.
No, it will be older than normal, but not like super old. So I would imagine like around 80-ish.
Okay.
Imagining that they could live to around 150-ish.
Fair enough.
It's older than a human, but it's not like millennia.
All right. So I guess this is a simple issue of we need to convince the savant, or sort of adjudicate that Geddon's idea is the one that they should go for.
Mm-hmm.
However, there might need to be a process behind getting to that point properly. But Rask then, I guess, tries to seek what that initiation would require, doing that essentially. Yeah, Rask basically just butts in and says that then perhaps we can assist you in finding a way forward.
A pebble! You propose a pebble!
Rask just blinks, confused. And then he says,
Garon just says, "It's a small rock." As if he thinks you don't know what a pebble is. The savant, after you've blinked a couple of times, the savant says, "Well, to tip the scales, obviously."
right, yes, of course. He just sort of shakes his head like, yeah, of course, that's obvious, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna do this in character because it would take too long, and also that all of their voices is kind of horrible. I don't know why I picked them. But basically he will also because it is getting late, and it has been pointed out that it's getting late, and some people are don't want to carry it on too long. So in the interest of that, the savant is going to explain that since both brothers have a claim to the temple and the book, there is an imbalance, or a perfect balance, so to speak. And also, it is both of their roles to ensure the future of their clan. As you've managed to understand, Gedun wants to find a new source of power, and Garon wants to keep the one they used to and they know.
Yeah.
Specifically why Gedun wants a new source of power, you don't know, except that he said that he believes the shadow was not meant for them. And the savant also points out that, or you do, through all of them, you do manage to glean that is why they've been sending agents to try and get the artifact known as Heart of the Dragon.
Ah, because that could be a
new
source of power.
Yes, a new source of power.
See.
And you also gather that, like, through discussing this with them, that they are not willing to give up the book until they have a new source of power. Because they are all pretty much corrupt and insane by spending years in the Shadowfell, that they need some kind of source of power to survive.
So after like 20 minutes of discussing this, does Naz just come out with the parchment in his hand,
Yeah.
the piece of piece of the
Naz-
box, just waving it around and just fucks off?
I poke Rask on the shoulder.
I message you. I go
Well, we can show that they can have power if we return the books together and get them out of here.
Rask answers, I think one solution would be getting them the dragon heart, since, well, once we've completed this, there won't be any Shadowfell, and things will be different.
Oh, it's gonna be hard getting the dragon heart if that was the case.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Naz, you manage to sneak into the temple, and you head down a long staircase until you get to a large door, which is magically sealed. And that's not just something I'm saying because I have no map. That has always been magically sealed.
So I can't get in over here.
Nope, unless you have some way of unsealing it.
I have ways. But how magically sealed are it? Is it... Can I gaseously form my way through? Can I fart my way through?
Nope. Because it is a magical seal. It is not just a locked door.
I don't have the knock spell. Besides, the knock spell is rather loud.
Also the knock spell wouldn't work because that would open a magical lock. This is a seal. It's sort of like a circle of protection. It's a magical barrier. In addition,
Yes, you have to dispel it.
Yes, in addition to a door.
So if you had me or Kagner or Bakari there, we could have dispelled it. Perhaps. But yeah.
Also,
so what do we do now then? It seems like what me and Celia at least have been discussing is that
Well,
we.
Lisa wondered if she should, make herself visible. Or not again.
All right.
To kind of that part.
It's up to you. But I think the big play is what it seems to be set up to do is
Also, just
exchanging.
for the notes,
Hmm?
Celia. There's their names.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because I think I kind of like the idea of Lissa trying to help Geddon right their path a bit. Because these are, after all, her sort of descendants to some strange extent. So I think it would be nice for us to kind of, because Geddon, can I do an general insight on Geddon?
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of get a read on his character. So
Case?
insight. Ooh.
Immediately, you can tell at least that he is not as affected by the insanity as his brother, but he still has it.
Yeah.
He is still crazy. Like, you see him have the twitches and stuff, but you can tell that, like, he doesn't get confused in the same way.
Also, he seems a bit more like tranquil.
Yeah. But that's pretty much all you get with the inside. You get the pretty much obvious stuff. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Lisa probably makes you send a message and then can I just say, introduce me? Question mark.
All right. So yeah. I basically then say that I have a shadow that wishes to speak and take part in this conversation. She could be a great ally and help. May I call upon her? I ask. To Geddon.
Yeah. He kind of tilts his head a bit and like, why do you ask me?
He's courtesy, it says.
He turns to Godon. See? It is a word, brother.
I actually laugh loud and then I to take away my invisibility. Hi.
That is her.
The savant suddenly. A wild woman appears!
Not wild. Been here the whole time.
Yes, she's not unlike you. She is one of the shadow. One with the shadow.
Nobody can see it, but Nas smirks at this. Oh well, and some of you can see it, but Nas smirks as you.
Say one with the shadow as is literally is one with the shadow. Yep.
I am Lissa, and I'm pretty sure I have some of the same abilities as you guys do.
Let's see, in response to that. The Garon will take off his prayer beards around his neck, because they are monks, and will say, "Can you do this?" And he tosses them into the air, and Mats, Vrask, you see that his living shadow catches it. The rest of you see that it is caught in midair. And it's a necklace of beads, so the shadow shapes it as a smiley.
Okay, so this is True Sight would see it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
Bakari would see it as
Bakari would see it too, yeah.
Haven't gotten quite that advanced. But as you can see, I can do like they do, and I point towards the top of the statues.
Mm-hmm.
And some other things.
Do a little shadow step.
Whoop.
Just walk like through Rask with the shadow step.
Garon just After taking back his prayer beads from his living shadow and giving it a high five, he sees you shadow step, and he goes. He steps.
This has
And-
just gotten to a cute like show off,
Yeah.
like who's got the biggest shadow powers.
And the two normal guards at the back as well also clap.
Well, how did you turn the evil Darrow into such cute insanity balls? God damn.
Because they're
yeah,
insane, and it's much more fun being insane than being evil.
I know, right? Oh, but also remember, these aren't just Darrow; these are descendants from a
Mhm.
monarchistic traditional order.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, they have some kind of structure.
What
Yeah.
I would love to know is what you know of Nima. And I look at the ones that should know more about Nima.
Yeah. Gedon says, just what the ancient texts say.
Oh, they wrote something down.
We're just there looking at him like, yes.
Yeah.
What does the ancient text say?
We do know how to write. We have eyes, he says as he stares at you with completely blank eyes because they're corrupt by the shadow.
Mhm.
Yes, but what do they say?
He says, to paraphrase, they say that Numa guided us from a world of fire and pain and suffering to a world of darkness and tranquility. Pretty much.
Well, there was an attack, so yeah, that's pretty accurate at the time.
Ras sort of just
Did
looks
I-
at you.
Did I give you the name of the kid who went through the portal?
Maybe.
'Cause
I don't remember it right on top of my head, but we might.
I think I did. I think I did give you his name. And that he at least mentions that name as well. Gedon says that name and says that guy wrote differently though. He wrote of how Nemo was indeed a savior from the world of fire, but that his intent was not for us to remain stuck here, which is the source of our argument. And he turns back to Garon, who says, stuck here, stuck there, doesn't matter. Here our powers are stronger, and why don't we just use that? Why
Well, how do you know powers are stronger here compared to where that was? If you haven't been there.
He seems very confused by this. As if telling someone from the Dark Ages that you can travel to space, right? It's like this is something he hadn't even considered.
So what if there's a possibility of going back there and there's not an imminent attack on you?
To a world of fire?
Oh, there's
Fire
no-
brings
no-
out the demons.
Well, the fire was probably because the temple was on literal fire.
Yeah, well,
Look.
literal fire is more painful than figurative fire.
It's not on fire anymore!
I'll tell you this much. This realm that you found yourself in, you have been molded by it.
Shaped
You
by
have
it!
adapted.
Adopted it!
Yeah, quite. But you should know that in the brightest light casts the darkest shadow. And he sort of smiles and like nods as if that's very wise.
You should go.
Yeah, it probably is, but you're talking to creatures who has literally their entire life and the couple of generations before them. Light is literally a thing of danger because it summons demons.
Mm-hmm.
That is the only reference they
And,
have.
He says, in this realm, that light only conjures forth demons keen on your destruction. But there is no danger, nothing that will harm you. And you can become more powerful there, for it's nothing bounding you, nothing corrupting you, holding you back.
And you'll be able to see the horizon.
What's a
That's how-
horizon?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know, they would never have a concept of a horizon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You could say this is a realm of zero dawn.
Yeah.
Zero sunset. Zero zenith.
Yeah. After sort of letting them chew on that a bit, it says, but it is very clear that your forefathers did not make it for you that you should stay here, prisoned in this realm. You had a brighter future. You had a destiny. And it's not here. I say with my 32 persuasion.
Roll an insight.
Alright. I don't have 32 insight. I have 24 insight.
So yeah, you see that you seem to be having an impact on Geddon. He seems to be paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
Garon seems to be kind of like
Mind you,
mentally.
He's still charmed.
Yeah, he's still charmed.
Yeah.
But he's kind of like accepting what you're saying as an option, but he still thinks his option is better.
You know, fully within your right.
He's kind of like waving your insight isn't high enough to be able to figure out why he's not quite believing or siding with you yet, but you can see that he's like sort of waving it aside as if it's an impossibility still. And the savant seems to be just weighing Gedun and Garen, like not picking a side.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, what does Geddon say in response to this?
Mm. He says, you speak of travel, but we must have our power first. If we were to leave here and not have it, we would need another. And if
Rusk, yeah, sorry, go on.
if you say that we cannot trust your word for it. I don't even trust his word. And he looks at his brother. To step forth
And Rusk
from the
Rusk
shadow.
says,
Yes, Rusk.
Rusk says like words, implying like the multiple amount of voices that this man is speaking with.
To step out of this world of shadow and into a world of fire, surely we would need some way to protect ourselves.
Condoms?
He says, but in this world of fire, as you say, there is surely shadow, and much of it. There are creatures there that dwell only in the shadows there as well. But there they grow stronger. But I see what you mean, Geddon. You will require some other power. And perhaps we can help you with that. What will you require?
He actually takes out a scroll from his that was hooked in a pouch behind his back. And says and just like waves it as if like an angry teacher or something would just would like wave something they're holding, right? He's just like waving this scroll at you, and he says, "It is my theory that before Nima brought us here, that this temple, well, the caves below it were already here, and that the former residents worshipped the dragon," he says with a dramatic flair to his voice. And you hear the guards behind him go, "Ooh." And then Geddon continues, "If we were to acquire its heart, we could harness its power. Or some other source of power, but it must be divine enough that a whole monastery can harness it, you know."
I see.
Like, my boot won't work, for example.
Do we have it?
Try to tell them about Nefertem.
Excuse me. Explain, Matthias.
Yeah. No, like, try to, like, they want someone to give power and worship. Like, we have an up-and-coming goddess, right?
Have you heard this story about a once dead god residing in a long-away plane with limited powers and a few very weak guardians? Do you want to come over to the light side?
Yeah, stop joking with me, Rask. I'm
not.
being
That's not
serious.
Rask.
I thought it would be in character.
No.
Okay. Being serious for a moment is, think of it, how to say, Tabaxi people, we know Way of Shadow for a long time. We know a little bit of what it is, this place, except we didn't know, I think. I at least did not know until we came here. Very strange place. But we need to look to other places, maybe Nefertem, where we used to come from. There's no
Nefertem,
reason
are you
she
sure
should-
you're saying the right word? Like, Nefertem is my daddy.
Yes, yeah, I don't mean your daddy, I mean Lisa's
Yeah.
grandpappy. Yeah. So I mean segment. Just go back and rewrite your memory. Segment, yeah. It's
I mean, they were created by Sekhmet, essentially. This whole gang. So I get, yeah, but that wouldn't give them any power, would it?
Not until
you
Sekhmet
let
is
me-
restored, at least.
yeah.
Because you know that she has no connection to this plane.
What about, like, I know you spoke wrong, but what about Nefertem though?
Hey,
What?
So you want the Egyptian god of beauty
Beauty? Yep.
to adopt the most hideous race ever to walk the earth.
I mean, what's life without a challenge?
They
What's
are.
life without a challenge?
The beauty is on the inside.
Exactly.
Yeah, of these-
Exactly.
Okay, let me rephrase that. You want the god of beauty and inside beauty to adopt the most hideous race to work the earth, who also just happens to be the most insane on the inside.
Exactly. From
Solid.
from like he's the desert flower, my man.
Put them on the right
There is
path.
something about defiance, you know, the where no beauty grows. He's supposed to be the one, you know, the spot of beauty, the defiant flower. This is perfect.
Okay, what did we know about the dragon and that culture from before? Like
Yeah.
that. Like we know it was before. That was what the drow worshipped before the spider.
Mm-hmm.
But do we have any more details than that?
Only that the temple in Rockmount wasn't the main temple. The main temple was just outside of town, to the west, and that the temple was inside a giant dragon skull.
So
Okay,
we have like sub options here. We have like, because the option we're going for is obviously we're gonna help Godun forge a new
Go
path,
for the dumb option.
which is
Yeah, not a sub option.
oh my god. So the first option for helping Godun is the obvious one, which is giving him the dragon's heart. The second one is finding another power source, and the third and a significantly harder one is convincing him he doesn't need a specific power source, like the fucking power of love or something is enough.
Okay.
I
Well,
mean-
how they said that they would die if they didn't have a power source or something, or what would happen if they didn't have a power source, like the book.
Mhm.
Right away, because
That's true. That's a good question.
the thing is, if we get it and then
They said
What?
they said they
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to survive, and basically they meant like survive the Shadowfell. Like you guys have had, not difficult, but you've had a rough time traveling around,
yeah,
and you have
Didn't
shit ton of magic.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Imagine doing this as a
uh,
level 1 character with no magic.
Suggestion then, we take the book, they come with us, we put the book together while they're there close to the book, and we get rid of the Shadowfell.
Whew, that's
And
a
they
big
don't
ask.
need it.
But I mean, I do have 32 persuasion. It's
that
a good
would
idea.
That would require us to get the book and complete it before we leave.
Yeah, that would put a lot of time pressure on us.
We have 13 days, I think, to do that. But that is possibly an option. And we could send a message to our friend back in Direwolf that us back, so they don't have the trouble of like having to survive the Shadowfell either.
Or the little, like, the refugee, the town, the scare whateverness. Maybe they could take them in. Maybe they could take them in as refugees while this is occurring, and sort of protect them and house them until the Shadowfell is removed.
Didn't they kind of hate the monks?
No, not the scare, the town, because they haven't dealt much with the monks at all.
Oh, the main town.
The main
With
town.
Pyrrhic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we can take them with, like, the suggestion then possibly we take the book and take them with us back to the main town. If we manage to put the book together before we leave, problem solved. If we don't, we can leave them in the town so that they aren't immediately getting killed by shadows.
Yeah.
But that's a suggestion Lisa has.
Yeah, I'm at least going to push Lissa's suggestion to see how much pushback we get from it. I think it's a good idea, but it requires some trust. By the way, Mao seems to be doing something with you, Cogner.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
Okay, who else has control
Yeah.
over Mao?
I saw Thomas switching to Boo, so it was Thomas.
Yeah, you Mao paws at the ground and you hear like his nails scratch on the stone a bit, and for a moment,
Yeah.
Rask, you look over your shoulder, and Bakari, and you actually see that he has pinned the shade to the ground.
Okay. Well, you're just playing. just Mao playing with the shadow demon. Don't mind me.
And when you turn back to the conversation, you see that the corner of Garon's robes is just sticking out to the side, like as if it's being pinned to the side, but it's just in the mid-air.
Jesus Christ, this is weird. He's shadow fighting Mao. And Mao is winning. Love it. So yeah, but this suggestion, how do they seem to it?
Getting both the brothers kind of look a bit somber, and the savant says, "Impossible to determine. The brothers." Oh Jesus! I have to stop using his voice. He's seriously starting to hurt my throat. He says that the brothers cannot make such a call. It is their duty to protect the clan. Leaving it in the hands of an unknown is unacceptable.
They would still be protecting. So when he says protect the clan, does he mean protect the location?
As
Like this
as
location?
Mao starts prancing about, you see that the shadow sprints back to Garon and hides behind him, which seems really strange considering it's his shadow. His shadow is literally hiding behind him.
Scared of Mao.
Sorry, what did you say?
I ask if when protecting the clan, like what's important, what's most important, their people or this temple?
No, he's implying the people.
Yeah.
So they just don't have enough trust in us to all of them go with us. Is that correct?
Yeah, basically because the suggestion was let's go to a town where the other people can protect you while we remove your source of power. That's the suggestion, and they can't trust that town. They can't trust you. Like,
They have no trust in anyone else outside of their community.
It's like if a DM, I would suddenly say, Rask, how about you make a new level 1 character while I control Rask for a bit?
I'd be cool with that. That's basically what I did with Pyrian. But then again, I have trust in you. They don't have trust in anything.
Exactly.
So.
I think we should probably try and wrap up.
Yeah.
Since Tias is leaving.
But I suggest then that essentially what we're doing is we are finding them a source of power.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like we have successfully negotiated that if we find that source of power, they agree to provide us with a book so that we can remove the Shadowfell.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Also, that they do not mess with the town in the meantime.
Yeah. Exactly. So how does that sound, Thomas?
Yeah, as I was going to say, you've at least like opened a line of communication now. You've met the two brothers, and you've so it's you know their side of things, and so it's not illogical as well for like in game as well for the party to say, okay, we'll go and talk about this. and then go and make a plan away from the monastery.
Yeah.
So-
We asked as well if they have a teleportation circle here.
I
Um,
don't
We give
need
you
that
guys phone
anymore. I
number?
can.
No,
I
no,
can
but
basically teleport us back to the city.
yeah, but we
in-
to get back here.
Okay.
no, they do not. Like they say it differently, but long story short, no, they do not.
Then I ask if I can have an item of some significance to this place that I can use to teleport back. Lend it.
Gedon takes off his boot and gives it to you. Does this work?
Nope. That is then I will teleport. It says yes, but then we will teleport to his foot, and that would help.
The
Kari checks out the symbol on the ground here.
Yeah, now that you can actually see it properly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when it also was mentioned the teleportation circle, he had his suspicion maybe this is it, but they don't know it.
It seems like an inactive circle of protection, or similar. The writing around it is all kinds of wards. You can, because you've heard of Lessa's backstory and you are a reasonably well historian type character, you can easily piece together that the symbol was made by the guy, not Nima, but the guy he sent through the portal.
Yeah.
As a form of like protecting his family and descendants. But it is not. It's definitely not an arcane thing. It's more like a spiritual religion slash almost superstition kind of thing. But you do tell that it also, once upon a time, there was so much belief poured into it that it did have power. But it's not arcane. It's more closer to a divine magic version of
Okay.
A protection spell.
And it's just to kind of recap this whole thing, that it sounds like they've lost the religious aspect of.
Oh wow! Hang on a second. Like, this is really weird. I'm just gonna show you what it's supposed to look like, and then I'm gonna move the shades token back on top of you, because it looks like an old white dude with a hat when he's on top of
What?
you.
What? Excuse me. What?
It looks like a completely different character when he's on top of you. Like you've got a white in the DIREWOLF chat, because of the shade's eye
Oh.
lines up with your nose, making it look brighter.
Jesus Christ!
I
Yeah.
it just looked really weird because you moved over there and it's like, oh, have you got a multi-sided token? And I was like, it was just really confusing. But yeah.
Okay. But I think we can probably continue the discussion next time.
So I think we do what Thomas says. We have now successfully kind of like established contact. We have gotten their trust enough to where we could negotiate this properly. And we probably need to talk to the village back in Rockmount again to see if what they're willing to help us with
We
to do
probably
this.
need some of the people in Rockmount also in on the whole. We need that
Oh
book,
yeah, definitely.
and we can maybe convince them.
Yes, exactly. But at least now we have technically succeeded in making sure that the gnomes at least don't fuck with the
The
town.
gnomes aren't going to stab us in their back. So at
Stab
least
us in- No, certainly not in their back. No.
in the Orvax. Yeah, whatever.
But yeah,
Yep.
is that good, Thomas?
Mm.
Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Where does the cake come from?
I don't know. Mask just has this thing.
Uh, but yeah,
Just add a different random name to his word. No.
You mean
Letter
Matsk?
to name. No,
And
Mats.
Matjask?
So Mats.
Matsk.
Mats.
Anyway. Anyway, yeah. So I guess that's the suggestion then. That
Mhm.
you regroup to discuss your alternatives.
Yeah.
Basically.
So I have basically I can teleport us back to Rockmount.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have because I'm assuming those brooches we got are very significant items from that location.
I was considering to use this spell for some fun stuff during this session, but I couldn't quite fit it in with what was going on.
Yeah, Thomas.
Yeah. Yeah. You can teleport back. You have
Yep.
the spell for it.
So yeah, we'll once everything is ready, we say goodbye. We say that we'll be back once we've discussed this. But until then, don't send anyone down to the town.
Mm-hmm.
And then we travel off.
Yeah. You're back in Rockmount.
What
And
time
that
in the day is it?
Well,
It
you,
was 10 a.m. when we were up at the base of
Yeah.
the mountain.
Take
It would be- it
Time
would
has passed since then.
1 hour. It would have been 3 hours total since you left Rockmount.
Okay, so we're 1 hour to get up there and talk to them, and then teleport back.
So, yeah.
Asaki probably just left to go hunt.
Yeah. He's yeah, you just missed him.
But yeah, I think we just conjure up the tower or the mansion.
Still there.
Actually, it's still there. It's still
It's
there.
still there.
And yeah, but again, are you trying to wrap up or are you continuing?
I'm
doing
trying to
stuff
wrap up,
now?
yeah.
'Cause
I'm trying to wrap up.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I'm thinking too. We go to the mansion and discuss.
Yeah. Yeah, so you head back into your magnificent mansion in your fake forest camp and gather in the kitchen for a light snack and discussing your options. And that is where we'll call it. So yeah, 6 hours, roughly.
Yay!
So-
I got to do Rask things. Woohoo!
Yay!
I'm happy for you. But I'm also glad that we are wrapping up too.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
got the pet a kitty.
Kitty petter.
So yeah, I just gotta point out because I can't remember which I can find out. Living Shade, because it is awesome. Okay, so yeah, it's from the Kobold Press's book Creature Codex, because it is awesome, and I'm like I wish more people or more DMs had the Kobold Press books because I would really love to use this.
Yeah, you sent me some of the monsters
Yeah.
for Dota.
Because Living Shade, the shadow that was following that guy, it's a familiar.
What?
It's called the Living Shade Familiar, and it has the familiar feature. The shade can serve as another creature's familiar. And it's just like, I want a shadow as a familiar.
I want the shadow as familiar.
Uh-huh. It's awesome.
Next time I run something for if I do a DIREWOLF spin-off or something, keep that in mind because you and Robert and we own that one.
Yeah, that book. Yeah.
Yeah, we have it.
Yeah, I have both books.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Anyway, wrapping up the stream.
Yep.
So yeah, a lot of talking this session because you flew over my goblin encampment.
That you warned us about.
I did warn you about it. That's fair, but
You just need to remember to put flying enemies, like walls of goblins.
Hey now. Yeah, like a literal, like a 200 feet tall wall of goblins.
It's just impossible to see until
A
like,
goblin.
close and-
No, like a goblin net. That's actually in character as well. Like
yeah.
Oh my god! Imagine the
The
bloodbath
goblet.
as the helicopter rotor catches.
Oh fuck.
Disrupting the Guinness World Record of an acrobatic pyramid.
Anyway, thank you for watching. See you in 2 weeks, I guess.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey.